Welcome to Pokerogue. It's a roguelike Pokemon game that you pretty much only do battles in. You work from a couple of starters and go from there. So I go ahead and put together my team choosing a fire type, a water type, and a grass type so that I can try to level my party out. I go with Cyndaquil, Frogadier, and Turtwig. My first battle was against an easy Shroomish, cleaned that up, and we got to pick one of these few items. We could either heal with potions with our money or choose an item and move on to the next battle. I use a potion and continue on. The next few battles are fine. I remember that fire is good against grass, so I use those moves. Picking up an EXP balance after that fight really helped push my team along, and I fought my first trainer. She ended up having a Bidoof, which I burned all the way till it died. And she finally threw out a Sentret. This battle, all in all, wasn't too difficult, but it was my first actual trainer battle, so it showed me a little bit of variety rather than just fighting creatures and catching the ones that I want. I ended up getting a really lucky EXP charm early on and fight my rival. She'll follow me throughout this roguelike, but she ended up having a counter to my starters. That being said, I happen to have a water type, so I tried to take this out as quickly as possible. Now, the rival usually gets a little bit smarter as you level up, and so the fight becomes a lot more difficult. But in this one, I just knocked it out with 2 fire pumps and switched to my Cyndaquil, who was able to one-shot the enemy's Tallow. And then this woman has the audacity to say I cheated? Are you kidding me? She pulls a just kidding, but no, I'll remember that forever. We end up catching a Mankey with a Great Ball and adding it to our team, making it our 4th member. And I swear I ran into the most sweaty children I've seen on the block. This Pulse-Aminoon might look cute, but did you see that? It just one-shot my Cyndaquil. Mankey is paralyzed and just taking a beating. Turtwig's the only one like standing a chance. And of course, the last Pokemon I had was a water type, which is weak to electricity, so it just died. Now, I put all of my faith into Turtwig, hoping that he'd be able to hold one up, and he did. He was able to win and be the sole survivor, getting us to a level 14. Now, I was in a predicament. Most of my Pokemon have died from that one battle to those 2 children, and they still had 2 Pokemon left to fight. So I tried to give as many revives as I could, wasting all of my money and not even having enough for Cyndaquil. So I trusted in my Pokemon, found another revive, and got Cyndaquil back, finally. This Meowth looked fine, and I actually needed another type. Now, normal wasn't the type I was going for another Pokemon because they aren't strong necessarily against anything, but of the Pokemon, Meowth's not bad, so I snagged it and added it to my roster. Now this next battle ended up wiping out my Cyndaquil very quickly after that. Turtwig was low health, Meowth still low health, and even after all of the revives and potions I used, I was still just barely treading water at this point. So I used more revives. I feel like almost every single time I had a shop I used a revive, and so I was itching for more Pokemon. I ended up using this Poochyena and honestly sacrificing my Cyndaquil to attempt to add a dark type to the roster. One more slot meant one more health bar that I could try to hold on to. So I used a Rogue Ball, crossed my fingers, and got it quickly. Getting a potion to heal up my Turtwig, knowing that it would be the only thing to save me against my first boss, Lickitung. My goal was pretty simple. Get it past its first health break, and hope I could one-shot it with a Razor Leaf. It didn't work, so we tried again using a few more attacks, and thankfully that Supersonic missed, or I am 100% positive that I would have died in this turn. Because we ended up beating a boss though, we get a full heal on the entire team, so Turtwig literally just carried us on his back. So we checked the team to make sure everyone's full health, and we prep for the next level because it gets increasingly more difficult as you proceed. I end up taking out this Rattata so I can try to get this electric type and replace Meowth. And it took me 6 Pokeballs before I finally got it and was able to add it to my roster. But of course that didn't last long because the next Pokemon I saw was a fairy type, and it happens to be more powerful and something that I'm missing. I basically told myself I have grass Pokemon, so I can catch this one because I can take out water Pokemon with a grass Pokemon. And of course I swap out the Pokemon that I just caught, the Yamper. Right after that, I ended up leveling up my Cyndaquil into a Quilava, and I had a Turtwig evolve into Grottle. I was hopeful for this to play out well. Then my rival showed up, once again. If she's hurting you, please tell us right now and I can get you help. This Igloo then proceeded to attempt to incinerate my water boy, and that just doesn't work out. I am the captain now. So I attempted to confuse the boy, but no. My rival got smart and pulled out something that started absolutely obliterating my team. What the heck is Rapid Spin, and why does it absolutely obliterate every single one of my Pokemon? You just watched Mankey go down. I end up sending out Poochyena, and Poochyena gets in a tackle or a bite. Yeah, get a bite, but it didn't matter because now it's 3 health. So I either sacrifice this, which I do, or a switch Pokemon, which is just not worthwhile. So I prayed that Grottle would be able to stop this. He's paralyzed, so my hopes were not very high. And then he did it. This was great. That ended up leveling up my Froakie, and I then watched Grottle die a quick and gruesome death to this bird. Praying that the newly formed frog type Pokemon thing, I was really hoping it could hold me up. I needed some sort of hero right now. I crossed my fingers, clicked Water Pulse, and prayed. Didn't do enough, but we didn't die. So I was able to clap back, get a level out of it, and look to see if she had any more Pokemon. And of course, she did, which I was able to quickly put down and take the win once again from my rival. Now, last time she was pretty sassy, but now she kind of took it like I need to train better. So she started to grow on me as a true rival that I could hopefully depend on. Now, after that, I ended up having almost no Pokemon alive, so I honestly don't know how I got through this sequence of fights. I could have caught any of them, but I was expecting this one Zigzagoon to wipe my entire team. I was hoping on a Fido and the Frogadier that just won us the last game. I go ahead and do a couple of attacks. I use a couple of water pulses to attempt to confuse the enemy, and I take one of them down. I am just looking to get to the boss or even get a couple of revives so I can hopefully even just survive past the next Pokemon. So now I'm sitting here hoping that I get another double battle because I'm afraid that that's the only way I'll be able to survive. The revive helps me get Grottle to 50%. I get another revive to bring up my Quilava. Things are starting to look up. And then I see this Frufro. And you know what? I'm just gonna let this play out. Oh my, the headbutt. Homie only knows one attack, but it's good enough. It might be wiping my team. Oh no. Please, let me attack first. Oh no, it wiped everyone out. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a dog absolutely wipe a team before, all on their own. I don't know what kind of skull that thing has, but holy cow did headbutt hurt. After all of that, I ended up losing, but you never really win unless you get to level 200. So let me know if you guys want to see me play more of this. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment what you thought down below. Bye!